let me actually get the game started here. There it is. There she goes. OBS had an update before I came live today. Or I went live. And there's always like... Ever since I switched to OBS... I know when I was using like Streamlabs OBS a long while back, I always was more afraid of like updates. Because... I feel like they would break or change some settings in the stream. And be obnoxious. But I don't think I've had that problem with OBS since I made the switch way when ago. So that's cool. Let's see. So yeah, we're just gonna chill, read some Umineko. It's gonna be great. I assume that since we had a pretty eventful last section, I assume we're gonna be on the downward roller coaster moments. This game seems to like the story. I love referring to this as a game. This game seems to have like very roller coastery moments where it's like, oh, big moments, and then like, you know, you get to it and then you kind of like the game has to let us back down a little bit to then have the highs feel impactful, you know? So I assume we're going to be in that section, which is totally fine. Which it doesn't always work out as this well, but like I think I've probably said this before too. I'm probably just regurgitating stuff I've already said. But like that's why I kind of like doing the like 1 or 2 streams during the week of Umineko and then like a bigger chunk on Saturday. And then it's like more likely that I have like the big events happen on Saturday. Just a whole big thing. Just a whole big thing. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Something feels... Oh, Jesus. Wait up, Kenzo. I'm not ready. Something seems off about my position at my desk. I don't know how to describe it. I think I'm fine. Dude, I was gonna say, usually, you know, I love to recap the last time on the stream. But if for some reason, and I want to be exactly clear about this, so I gotta go to the archive here really quickly. If for some reason you are just now tuning into part 24 of the series, which I'm not going to say is impossible. Maybe you're like, hey, I want to see what this guy is playing Umineko. Look, there's part 24. Let me see what he's doing. If you just happen to tune into that and you didn't see part 23, I'm just going to say it was so wild. Maybe you should just go watch part 23. I'm not going to expect you to like go back to part 1. It's many hours at this point. But if you're just joining in to part 24, maybe go see 23 and just see what happened. Because it was too crazy to recount at this point. I don't know if I could even do it justice. So, yeah. Oh, also, again, apparently this is just a thing for me now that my body likes to do. I'm currently in my, like a sore throat coffee phase. Like coughing phase for the last couple weeks or so. I'm trying to quell it. I'm trying to give my throat a break, which doesn't really work well when I'm reading a bunch. But I do have Ricolas in my mouth, and I'm gonna try not to have those jingling around in my mouth as I'm reading. I'm gonna stuff it in my cheeks like I'm a chipmunk, a squirrel perhaps. Hopefully it doesn't impact my reading too much. So, but if it does, or I sound a little bit off or different, this is probably better than me coughing a ton. So, you get one or the other. Or you get no Umineko, or no streams at all. And I don't want that. You probably don't want that. But most importantly, I don't want that. So, we gotta just deal with it. Okay, so when we ended last stream, I'm not recounting, but when we ended last stream, I noticed his portrait isn't... I assume this is because I assume it's because, like, others haven't found it, maybe. Almost like Danganronpa rules that a certain amount of people, or, like, the people who are alive have to see that they're dead for it to then get, like, updated here. Alright, Kinzo says, I see. So it has begun. Yes. Breaths. Even though Kinzo had received news of 6 deaths, his emotions did not waver. The expression on his face as he gazed out the window was a smile, as though his opponent in a chess game had just made a spectacular move. It was hard to imagine that such an expression could ever appear on a father who had lost so many children at once. Goda and Canon followed Rosa-sama's orders and went to call the police. After that, she ordered us to follow your orders, Master. What shall we do? This island has already been cut off from the real world. Mere phones will serve no purpose. Should I have them stop? Until the roulette is finished, what they do to pass the time is up to them. Let them do as they please. Yes, sir. I think it's supposed to say, what should we tell Rosa? Not what we should. But I will read it as it says, what we should tell Rosa-sama. Oh no. Didn't I say they should pass the time as they pleased? They can sing if they want, dance if they want. They're even free to hang themselves by the neck or jump into a boiling kettle. Until 13 people die, they can spend their time as they like. If that's too boring, then they can wander about whether 6 times 9 equals 42 or something. What? I mean, obviously, Kinzo, he's got away with words here. But what the, what's he talking about? Either it's just a bad joke on Kinzo's part, or like, math maybe was never his strong suit. That's the answer to the mystery of humanity and the universe. Yes. My apologies. Shannon cowered in fright at the sudden rage. Genji made a gesture as though telling her not to speak out of turn. Shannon couldn't help but regret saying too much. Oh, is that what it was? It was a 42 joke? Oh, yeah, because then he said... Santa, yeah. Oh, Kinzo. Shannon couldn't help but regret saying too much. However, you two are also free to do as you wish. Genji. And Shannon too. You've done well serving me until today. Your words are too good for me. But, we are furniture sworn to serve the master. We stand ready to serve you no matter the time.
最後のその時まで
Until the very end.
お前たちにはすべてを
I want to tell you
話しておきたい。
about everything.
シャノン、
Shannon,
遺言を書く。
I'm going to write a will.
筆行を頼む。
I shall need you to transcribe for me.
源氏はいつもの酒を頼む。
Sorry, I'm getting water. Please, Genji, my usual drink. The one time I need characters to actually say a long paragraph, I get Kinzo, who speaks in 4-word sentences all the time. To try to hide my water drinks. Huh?
Hi.
Yes, sir. Nanjo often recommended that Kinzo write a will because of his health, but each time he had, Kinzo had gone mad with rage. Ever since then, you'd think will would have been the word Kinzo hated most. After hearing such a word come from his lips, Shannon couldn't help doubting her ears for an instant. Shannon hurriedly prepared the side table and some writing paper. Genji followed his orders and began preparing the usual green, evil drink.
準備が整いました。
His sludge. I'm ready.
何から語るか。
Where should I begin?
我が生涯を語るもよいか。
Shall I also speak of my life?
思い出深い対局を寄付に残すのは楽しいことだ。
It would be fun to leave behind a record of my most memorable games.
100年以上も昔の寄付を読み、対局者たちの思いを探る思考の旅も実に楽しい。
It can be truly amusing to read the records of old games from centuries past, to journey in search of those players' thoughts.
ならば、我が生涯の寄付も、後世の者によって我が思いを探る旅への誘いとなるのだろうか。
So, should the game record of my life lead those in the future to go on a journey in search for my thoughts? For a while, Kinzo pondered over where he should begin, strutting all over the room with his hands behind his back.
親方様
Master,
どうぞ
here. Ah, yes.
すまんな、我が友よ。
Thank you, my friend.
さて、
Well then,
我が生涯を語るには、あの魔女との出会いから記さねばなるまい。
if I am to speak of my life, I must begin by writing of my meeting with that witch.
シャノン、筆記せよ。
Shannon, begin writing.
私がベアトリーチェに初めて出会ったのはだいぶ以前に遡る。
My first meeting with Beatrice took place a long way back.
あれは昭和の何年だったか。
What year of the Showa era was it?
確か終戦の。
It must have been at the end of the war, so... Fade to black. We took enough time to regain our calm, and we swore to our parents that we'd catch the culprit. It would be a lie to say we weren't still torn up. Even now, if we let our guards down just a little, we'd probably start going on a rampage just like Jessica, letting our emotions show with some kind of violence. This smiling dude. According to what Goda-san said after he got back, right now, Kanon-kun was looking after Jessica. Apparently, she was still very emotionally high-strung.
そう。
I see.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
若い子の気持ちは若い子の方が汲み取れるかもしれない。
From YouTube is hanging out in society. Oh, hey. I know that person. Yeah, I had got that message. Thanks so much for tuning in and stuff. I apologize. I'm pretty sure I can disable that feature, but due to there was a stretch of period of time where things got really bad on Twitch for me and my streams and stuff. At some point, I had to just go in and make sure that that's a thing. So, but as I think I said on the responded to the comment that I'd seen a while back, like definitely understand if you don't either for some reason have the ability to verify a number with Twitch or don't want to. That makes sense to me, but I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the live experience. The live experience. Thanks so much for the info, though. And the follow. Maybe a kid, maybe a young. Okay, where was I? Okay, I see. Thank you. Maybe a young kid would be better at understanding young kids' feelings.
今はそっとしておく方がいいんでしょうね。
It'd probably be better if we left them alone for now.
ローザさん
God, we touched upon this the last stream, but this is very much going to be like, all right, Rosa, prove yourself here, because I feel pretty comfortable saying this. We, as a collective stream, I'm piloting the train. I'm driving the train here, and then everyone in chat, everyone watching on YouTube archives, you're in the train with me. We're pretty much like, man, Rosa, you've had some bad moments here. If in this cycle we see Rosa taking up the Natsuhi role from the first episode, I want to see Rosa. I basically want to see Rosa come up in the clutch here better than Natsuhi kind of did, I feel, in episode 1. And then maybe Rosa can have like a bit of a redemption moment. Maybe just slightly. Rosa-san.
私らにこれ以上ここに留まってできることは何もありません
There's nothing more to be gained by remaining here.
電話は普通でしょうが明日になれば船が来てくれてそれで警察へ連絡できるでしょう
The phones may not be working, but tomorrow the boat will come, and we should be able to reach the police.
警察の捜査のためにもここはこのまま残すべきです
We should leave this place as it is for the police's investigation. Yeah, Rosa, man. I gotta be careful with my words because I had my friend, you know, the one who's also experiencing Umineko and stuff with me here. Like, she let me know that it's gonna be very hard for Rosa to redeem past abusing her child. And I get that. I understand. I'm not trying to, like, defend Rosa for her actions. They're very bad. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying, like, there is... It's tough because she's the youngest of the Kinzo's children. That she seems a lot more meeker. Is that a word? Meeker? I assume ER to meek. She seems... Compared to the other children of Kinzo, she's a lot less, like, demanding and, like, powerful as a presence, right? She isn't manipulative compared to the rest of the family. That may be because she's the baby of the child of the 4 siblings there. It might be because of her life situation. So she's not, like, a dick like some of the other parents are. Like parents, you know what I mean, Kinzo's direct children. So she's not like evil in that sense. She doesn't suck in that sense. But yes, the things she does to Maria, the way she treated Maria, not great. I forgot where I was leading this point, but like, I was trying to make some kind of point.
私も南條先生に同感です
As with most things, I lost my point as I was trailing off, but whatever. Whatever point you can gather from what I was saying. That's what I meant to say. Go to here says, I agree with Dr. Nanjo.
このようなところにいつまでもおられますとお体に障ります。
Staying in a place like this for too long will be bad for your health.
戻り紅茶をお入れしましょう。
Sorry, I was checking something. Okay. Let us return and make some black tea.
そうね。
Black tea. Black tea fixes everything. Yeah,
私もそれに賛成よ。
I agree with that.
バトラ君もジョージ君ももういい。
Badler-kun, George-kun, are you ready?
ここは閉めましょう。
Let's lock up here.
警察が来た時のためにもここはこのまま残しておいた方がいいわ。
We ought to leave this place as it is anyway. As it is. Why am I getting tripped up as I saying that? We ought to leave this place as it is anyway for when the police come.
そうですね。
You're right.
バトラ君、大丈夫かい？
Badler-kun, are you okay?
ああ、
Yeah.
流せる涙は流し尽くしたぜ。
I've cried all I can.
もう大丈夫さ。
I'm fine now. Damn. Actually feeling really bad for Battler, who is maybe the closest thing this game has to a protagonist. He's been the point of view for most of the game, although that's shifted a lot recently, I feel. And normally he stands as like the sort of like comic-y relief, it feels like. But man, when he's like, fuck. When he's sad, it's like, damn. I feel bad. The police would surely find some evidence during their thorough investigation. But we weren't adult enough to wait for that. I'd investigated the chapel in my own way, trying to grab the culprit before the police arrived. Yeah, exactly. And what I figured out was absolutely nothing, frustratingly. I wasn't able to find a single hint.
さあ出ましょう。
Maybe I'm par with Kumisawa. Yeah. Although they're like almost like different types of goofiness. Like Battlers is out of like young what's the word I'm looking for? Like young, not naivety, but just like just slight ignorance, just like not ignorance even. I don't know what word I'm looking for here. Wow, Kumisawa's is like almost the opposite. She's lived a long life. I'm not necessarily just calling her old, but she's almost like she's seen a lot of shit, she's experienced a lot of shit, and so like her goofiness is kind of like out of like a, she's just like I'm kind of over this, and I don't care what other people think of me, and I kind of can just do it. Mischievous, yeah. Mischievous is probably better for Kumisawa. Come on, let's go out.
マリア、行くわよ。
Maria, we're going.
いつまでもジロジロ見ていないの。
Don't keep staring at it.
さあさあ、マリア様、
Come, Maria-sama.
参りましょう。
Let us return.
ここは肩を冷やします。
It's cold here.
父さん、
Fa-
母さん、
oh. Father, mother,
今日までありがとう。
thank you for everything.
僕はきっと父さんたちの期待を裏切らない男になる。
I will definitely become a man who doesn't betray your expectations. George spoke his last words of farewell to his parents. Hey, George, look on the bright side. At least you don't have to explain proposing to Sayo to your parents anymore. After seeing that, Battler followed suit.
親父、綺麗さ。
It's a heartless thing to say. Dad, Kairi-san. Just looking at their faces, it looked like they were sleeping, but that just made it even more painful.
こんな涼しすぎるところに残してくろ。
Forgive me for leaving you in a
許
cold
してくれよな。
Forgive me for leaving you in a cold place like this.
絶対に敵は取るぜ。
I'll definitely get whoever did this,
絶対にな。
no matter what. Oh, it's a symbol.
これは何？
What is this?
気色の悪い落書きだね。
What a repulsive scribble.
犯人が書いたのかな。
Did the culprit draw it?
悪趣味に過ぎますな。
This is worse than Volker.
これはひどい。
How horrible. When the door to the chapel was closed, we learned about that creepy scribble for the first time.
私たちが見つけた最初からもう書かれておりました。
When we first found this, it was already drawn here.
おそらく犯人が書いたものに違いないでしょう。
It must have been made by the culprit.
犯人は魔女だから。こりゃ悪魔を呼び出す魔法陣か何かだったのか。
So supposedly the culprit was a witch, and this is a magic circle to summon a demon or something?
これは太陽の7の魔法陣だよ。
This is the seventh magic circle of the sun.
そんなのも知らないんだね。
Don't you even know that? Oh, Maria.
あいた。
Ouch!
こら
Hey,
その気持ち悪い笑いをやめなさいといつも言ってるでしょ。
don't I always tell you not to make that creepy laugh?
マリア、続けろ。
Maria, go on.
何の意味があるんだ。
What does it mean?
肉体的あるいは精神的な束縛から逃れるための魔法陣だよ。
It's a magic circle to escape from physical or mental bonds.
そして演習部に書かれているヘブライ語は、主は私の枷を解かれました。
And the part written around the circumference says, "The Lord has freed me from my chains."
私はあなたに感謝の生贄を捧げ、主の皆を呼ぶでしょう。
I will offer to you the sacrifice of thanksgiving, and will call on the name of the Lord in Hebrew.
感謝の生贄。
Sacrifice of thanksgiving?
父さんたちが殺されたのはこの魔法陣のための生贄だっていうのか。
So, they killed Father and the rest to use them as human sacrifices for this magic circle?
心を落ち着けてジョージ君。
Calm down, George君.
こんなのは犯人の挑発よ。
This is the can't speak tonight. This is the culprit trying to provoke us.
どうせ意味なんてないわ。
I'm sure it doesn't mean anything.
考えるだけ心に毒よ。
Thinking about it will only poison the heart.
そして英語も書いてあるな。
And looks like there's some English written here.
ハッピーハロウィン for マリア。
Happy Halloween for Maria.
なるほどな。
I get it.
それでここを開ける鍵がマリアに渡されてたと。そういうわけか。
And the key to open this door was handed over to Maria. Is that what's going on?
ここは礼拝堂だしね。
Well, this is the chapel after all.
マリアちゃんのマリアじゃなく聖母マリアの方の意味かもしれないよ。
Maybe Maria doesn't mean Maria-chan, but the Virgin Mary. I don't think so, George.
だとすればハロウィンの名を語った神への冒涜とも受け取れる。
In that case, you could read this as a blasphemy against God in the name of Halloween.
悪魔と契約した魔女たちは神の名を常に汚し続けることを誓うという。
They say witches who make contracts with demons swear to defile God's name at all times.
そういうセンスから言えばこれは実に魔女的な犯行だね。
In that sense, this really is a witch-like crime.
詳しいのね。
Sounds like you know a lot about it.
マリアの受け売り。
Did you get that from Maria?
ええ、そんなとこです。
Yeah, something like that.
礼拝堂か。
What is this? We got that base. The chapel, huh?
礼拝堂にわざわざ呼んで殺した。
They went to all the trouble calling them out here and killing them.
ローザおばさん、
Aunt Rosa,
この礼拝堂には何か特別な意味とかあったんですか？
does this chapel have some special meaning?
特別な意味ってどういう意味？
What do you mean, a special meaning?
いや、その
Well,
人間6人の死体をはるばるここに運び込んでこんな凝ったデコレーションをした。
Someone carried 6 human corpses all the way over here and set up these elaborate decorations.
ここに6人を呼んでから殺したのか。6人を殺してからここに運び込んだのかは断定できないが。
We can't tell if she called the 6 of them over here before killing them, or if she killed them before carrying them over here.
どちらにしても大きな手間がかかる。
But either way, it would take a lot of effort.
犯人には
Why did
ここで
the culprit
6人に死んでほしいどんな理由があったってんだ。
want 6 people to die here?
そうですな。
True.
あんな凝ったことをすれば警察が来た時不利な証拠を見つけられる可能性が非常に高いでしょう。
By doing something that elaborate, there would be an extremely high chance of some disadvantageous evidence being found when the police arrive.
それを犯人が見越さなかったはずもない。
It is inconceivable that the culprit would fail to realize this.
なら犯人はどうしてわざわざそんな手間をかけてまでこんなことをしたのだろ
The issue now
うということになりますな。
is why the culprit went to all that effort.
だとしたらここで出てくる疑問は一つ。
And that leads us to just one question.
6人の死体発見場所になるここにど
What,
んな意味があるのかってことだ。
what meaning is there to this place where we found the 6 corpses?
ここはお父様の大切な礼拝堂だったの。
This chapel was important to Father.
私が子供の頃からここに立ち入ってはいけないと厳しく言われていたわ。
Ever since I was a kid, I was given strict instructions never to enter it.
マリアも前にここに来てものすごい怒られた。
I came here once too. Got in lots of trouble.
大切な礼拝堂。
An important chapel.
後ろ宮本家にとって何か縁のある。
Does it have some connection to the Ishiromiya head family?
わからないの。
I don't know.
お父様はこの礼拝堂をとても神聖視していて、何度か化粧直しの工事をさせるくらい大事にしていたわ。
Father viewed this chapel as very sacred, and he treasured it so much that he had it redecorated several times.
でもみんなも知っての通り、
But, as everyone knows,
お父様は黒魔術が大好きなくらいで敬虔な信者だったわけじゃない。
Father wasn't a devout believer, as his passion for black magic demonstrates.
ここで神に祈りを捧げてたなんて聞いたこともない。
I've never heard of him coming here to offer his prayers to God.
私の知る限りでもここに親方様がいらっしゃったことはありません。
Kinzo, our atheist god, our atheist king, I mean. He's like, screw religion, I got black magic. As far as I know, the master has never come here.
私たちもここを開かずの礼拝堂と呼んで、その
We even call this the Seal Chapel, and
お化け屋敷のような感じで薄気味悪く思っておりました。
yeah, basically. I respect it. I respect the power move. And I found it eerie, like a haunted house.
お父様自身全く近づかなかったのに、なぜか年に何度か使用人たちに大掃除をさせていたわ。
Even though Father even never approached it himself, for some reason he made the servants give it a major cleaning several times a year.
常に清潔にしていて、まるでいつ使用する時が来てもいいようにという感じだった。
It felt like he kept it clean all the time so that it could be used at any moment.
にもかかわらず開かずの礼拝堂ってか。
And even so, it's called the Seal Chapel.
不謹慎だが面白い響きじゃねえか。
Maybe it's indiscreet to say this, but doesn't that sound pretty cool?
南條先生はじい様の古い友人なんだって。
Dr. Nanjo, you're an old friend at Grandfather's, right?
そのあたりの経緯を聞いたことは。
Have you heard anything about it?
ずいぶん昔に聞いたことがありますが、何と言ってはぐらかされたか忘れました。
I did ask about it once long ago, but I forget exactly how he dodged my question.
そうそう、こんなことを言っておりましたっけ。
That's right. I believe it said something like,
いつか自分もあそこで祝福を受けることもできるかもしれない。
someday perhaps I too will be able to receive a blessing there.
しかしそれは奇跡でも起きない限り訪れない。
But unless a miracle occurs, that day will never come.
どういう意味だろうな。
What does that mean?
礼拝堂ですることってなんだ。
What would he do in a chapel?
まさか自分の葬式ってんじゃねえだろうな。
He couldn't mean his own funeral, right?
金蔵さんに限ってそんなはずは。
I wouldn't believe that of Kinzo-san.
死後のことより生きている今に一生懸命な方でした。
He was a man much more focused on the living now than matters occurring after death.
しかしそのせいで遺産問題をこじれさせる種としてしまったようですがな。
Though this does seem to be root cause of the current inheritance problem.
あと礼拝堂ですることってなんだろうな。
Then what would he do in a chapel?
祈り？
Pray?
懺悔も礼拝堂だっけ？
Aren't confessions done in a chapel too?
何にしろうさんくさいね。
Anyway, sounds suspicious.
どういう理由かわからないけれど、
I don't know the reason,
おじい様にとってその南條先生の言っていた通り、
but just as Dr. Nanjo said, in Grandfather's eyes,
奇跡でも起きない限り祝福を受けられないというのは、この礼拝堂を建てた時から決められていた宿命のようだね。
all this about not being blessed unless a miracle occurred was set in stone as far back as this chapel's construction.
どうしてそんなことがわかるの？
How do you know that?
ほら、あそこにはっきり記されてます。
See? It's clearly written over there.
ほら、あそこに。
Look, right there. George Aniki pointed to a relief with rusted gold letters on the arch above the door. It looked like some message had been written there in English. The rust made it clear that the message had been there ever since the chapel's construction.
英語は弱いぜ。
I'm not that good with English.
何？
What is it?
This door is opened only at probability of...
Hey, Battler's English isn't that bad. This door is opened only at probability of...
すまねえ、英語ダメだ。
Sorry, my English sucks. I gave up after failing to finish even the first of the two lines. It looked like the others could read it properly.
確かこれは MBTQ だから。
I think it went MBTQ, so...
いくつのことだっけ？確か
how many did that mean? I think...
とにかくこれはすごいよ。
Anyway, this is incredible.
両手の指じゃとても足りない。
Adding up all the fingers on both hands doesn't even get you close.
確かに奇跡でも起こらないとダメだね。
It really would be impossible unless a miracle occurred.
ですな。
Certainly.
何事も博打的に例えたがった昔の金蔵さんらしい言い方です。
It's quite reminiscent of the old Kinzo-san, who loved using gambling as a metaphor whenever he got the chance.
なんだみんな読めたのかよ。
Hey, come on, can everyone read it?
誰か俺にも意味を教えてくれ。
Someone tell me what it means too. Maria's just gonna call him dumb right here. Maria's gonna be like, you dumb fucking idiot.
英語くらい勉強しなよ。
You've gotta at least learn English.
この程度読めないでよく高校に入れたね。
How did you get into high school without even being able to read this much? Laugh, 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 laugh. Ouch! 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 Ouch!
余計なお世話だぜ。
Mind your own business.
それでなんて書いてあるんだ。
So, what's written there?
ざっとこんなところだよ。
Simply put, it means something like this. Yeah, Maria hurt Battler's feelings, so Battler's like, alright, I will physically hurt you. You forget I am much bigger than you.
この扉は奇跡が起きない限り開かれない。
Unless a miracle occurs, this door will never be opened.
あなたは奇跡が起きない限り祝福されない。
Unless a miracle occurs, you will never be blessed.
おじいさまの魔術は天文学的低確率を基礎とする。
Grandfather's magic is based on astronomically low probabilities.
つまりこの扉が開かれる奇跡はおそらくものすごい膨大な魔力を必要とするに違いないよ。
In other words, a miracle for opening this door would probably require an incredibly vast amount of magical power. Ouch!
よーしご苦労もう黙っていいぞ。
Nice job. You can shut up now.
どうぞおばさん。マリアを英会話教室に通わせてたんすか？
Rose-san, did you have Maria take English classes?
やっぱ英語は幼いうちからやんないとダメなんだな。
Looks like it's useless to try and learn English unless you start when you're young after all.
開かずの礼拝堂か。
The sealed chapel, huh?
魔女ベアトリーチェは本当に魔女だったかはともかく何十年も前に実在した女性で
Setting aside whether she was a witch or not, it's rumored that Beatrice actually existed several decades ago
おじいさまの愛人だったと囁かれる人だ。
and was grandfather's mistress.
これはその私の勝手な想像ですが、
This is, just my imagination.
親方様はベアトリーチェ様をきっと深く愛しておいでだったのでしょう。
But perhaps the master truly did love Beatrice-sama.
しかしすでにご結婚されていて結ばれることはできなかった。
However, he was already married, so they couldn't be united.
なるほどな。
I see.
死んだベアトリーチェが奇跡の魔法で蘇れたなら、ばあ様が死んでる今、大手を振って結婚できるわけだ。
If Beatrice was dead and could be revived with the magic of a miracle, then now that grandmother's dead, he could marry her openly.
で、この礼拝堂で結ばれようと、そういうメルヘンチックな話だというわけなのか？
And if they married in this chapel, you might end up with a pretty fairy tale-like story, right?
そう高等無形な話とも思えないわね。
I don't think that story is so preposterous.
お父様が今なおベアトリーチェを深く愛しているのは周知の事実。
It's a well-known fact that father still loves Beatrice deeply.
あと気味が悪いとは言ったけれども、
Also, even though I said I found it creepy,
礼拝堂の内装はとても華やかだった気がするの。
I seem to remember that the interior of the chapel was quite magnificent.
お父様が死んだ愛人との結婚式を夢見てこの礼拝堂を建てたという想像は案外外れていないかもしれない。
The thought that father built this chapel in the hopes of having a wedding with his dead mistress might not be that unlikely.
この礼拝堂を建てたその当時からおじいさまはこの教会を使うことは生涯ないことを知っていたのだろうね。
By the time he built this chapel, grandfather probably knew that he would never use it as church, as long as he lived.
でも何かの奇跡で魔女が蘇ることを祈った。
But he prayed for the witch to be revived by some miracle.
そしてもしもその奇跡が起こったならここで結ばれようと思った。
And he thought that if a miracle occurred, they could be married here.
なるほど。
I see.
そう考えると確かにここはベアトリーチェ様にとっても大変意味のある場所ということになりますね。
If you think of it that way, this would be a place of utmost significance to Beatrice-sama as well.
決して開かれぬ礼拝堂と知りつつ、
Even though he knew the chapel would never be opened.
悲しい恋の話です。
It's a story of tragic love. Even though Goda-san was even bigger than me, his words were touching. Everyone was silent, but it seemed that they agreed with that view.
開かぬ礼拝堂と知りながら、
Even though he knew it was a chapel never to be opened,
それでもなお奇跡の日を夢見ていたのでしょうな。
he still probably dreamed of the day that a miracle would occur.
金蔵さんは若い日にはとてもロマンチストな方だった。
Kinzo-san was quite the romantic in his younger days.
わかる気がします。
I think I understand how he felt.
どうだろうな。
I wonder.
でも年に4回みんなで入って掃除してたんだろ。
Then again, everyone went in it 4 times a year to clean, right?
何が開かずだ。
So much for it being the Seal Chapel.
俺たちだって現にこうして出入りしてる。
Didn't we just go in ourselves?
それは奇跡なんかじゃね
That wasn't a miracle or anything.
え。鍵を持ってきてカチャリとやって入った。
We brought the key, click, and we're in.
ただそれだけの話だぜ。
That's all. That's all. This is ridiculous. Huh? What?
どういうこと？
Then, what does that mean?
どういうことって。
What
何
are
ですか。
what are you talking about? As far as I could tell, I'd just been joking around, finding myself a bit irritated by the sob story this was turning into. But then Aunt Rosa suddenly jumped on me with a really serious face. Aunt Rosa's face grew increasingly pale. She looked at the magic circle on the door, and then at her hand, back and forth, back and forth.
どうなさいましたか、ローザ様。
What is the matter, Rosa-sama?
ねえゴーダさん、
Hey, Goda-san.
この礼拝堂の鍵、
The key to this chapel.
これ源氏さん言ってなかった。
Didn't Genji-san say it?
一本しかないって。
He said there was only one. Huh? Key.
みんな気づくのが遅すぎるんだよ。
It took you all way too long to figure it out. Evil laugh, evil laugh, evil laugh, evil laugh. When a kid pulls a prank, it sometimes goes unnoticed by the adults, and the kid who did it gets all disappointed. If such a prank thing gets sprung on someone much later, it can really make a kid's day. Maria's celebration just now looked a lot like that.
はい。
Yes, that's right.
その鍵は1本しかございません。
There is only one of those keys.
親方様の大切な礼拝堂の鍵ですので、1本しかなく、複製もありません。
It's the key to the Master's Treasure Chapel, so there's only one, with no duplicates.
普段から使用人室のキーボックスに大切に保管されていますが、
It is normally kept safe in the key box to the servant room, but
そうよ。
that's right.
そしてそれがなくなってたと源氏さんは言ったわね。
And Genji-san said it had gone missing.
何者かがそれを奪い、封筒に入れてマリアに手渡したのよ。
So someone stole it, put it in an envelope, and handed it to Maria?
それも昨日。
And they did it yesterday?
なんだって。
What the?
ってことはつまり
So, in other words,
おかしいじゃねえかよ。
isn't that strange?
そんなバカな。
That's absurd.
これは妙な話になってくる。
This is getting bizarre.
どういうことでしょうか。
What do you mean?
私には何が何だかさっぱり。
I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
私にもです。
Me neither.
どなたか説明してはいただけませんかな。
Would you explain it for us? Goda and Nanjo's failure to understand definitely wasn't because that they were stupid. They didn't know. Guess you could say he didn't know. They didn't know how long the only key to the chapel had been in Maria's possession.
間違いない。
There's no mistake.
閉まってた。
It was locked up.
私が開けたのよ。
I unlocked it.
間違いなく。
There's no doubt. Amorosa kept closing the door, locking it, pulling it on it to check the lock, and opening it again. Her face was becoming pale again.
私がマリアの封筒から鍵を
Okay,
取り出
so
して
they're
ここを開けるまで。
Okay, so I was confused there for a second, but they're basically saying they're freaking out because they're like, we've had the key. It was in Maria's envelope this whole time that she's had for quite some time. How the hell was anyone getting in there if there was only one key? For a second, I was thinking there was like there was something they were saying something bigger or were gonna say something bigger, but then I'm like, no, they're literally just coming to the realization, and that's why Maria made fun of her, or them, basically. She was like, oh, you guys are just now realizing how weird of a situation this is? How did this whole killing inside of the chapel that apparently only has one key happen if I was the one in possession of the key this whole time and you had just unlocked it now? Okay. I don't know if it's coming across as well, but, and maybe this isn't the best thing to admit, my brain is constantly all over the place sometimes, especially at nights, during like, especially weeknights. My brain is like thinking about like 4 other things currently going on in my life at the moment. So I don't know if I'm coming across as like distracted. Maybe that's why I'm making reading mistakes. I'm just like, I'm all over the place. It's upsetting. Okay, so I understand now. Yes, they're just coming to the realization, one key, I just used the unlocked it. Maria apparently had it all before this time. How is that happening? Okay, until I took the key out of Maria's envelope and opened this door. It was definitely locked. Okay, that's good. Because there's a part of me that's like, ah, shit, like, is it coming across like it? And then I'm getting all self-conscious and everything, and I'm just like, do it. Like I said, I think I said this recently, but it's always my mantra. Like, I don't want to, like, do a disservice to any of the streams or the games that I'm playing, so it's like, but I know that I'm just the type of person that's can be thinking about many things at once, when I should just be squarely focused on the happenings of Umineko. But this key was in an envelope placed in Maria's care. And that happened yesterday before noon. Oh, what did you say? But that doesn't make any sense. You're right. Maria received a one-of-a-kind key from a woman calling herself a witch midday yesterday. In other words, from midday yesterday until this morning, when Rosa-san unlocked the door, the chapel was a closed room. Oh no, it's... So, excuse me, it's another instance of the whole closed room dilemma. Just another, a different type situation, but same dilemma. I don't know. I was trying to... My brain was searching for the word. How did they get the 6 people in here? And then how did they kill them? Ah, yes, the diagram. That'll help. The deaths of 6 people had shaken us badly. When we learned about that weird magic circle and the history of the chapel, we felt as though we'd figured at least part of this puzzle out. But that was all absolutely trivial. From midday yesterday until this morning, this chapel was a closed room. But our parents were with us until last night. How did the culprit get into this building? And how did they lock it up again? Wow. Oh, it's Meta Battler. Are we okay with me calling this battler Meta Battler? For lack of a better term. I'm sure there is a term for like this battler. I would not be surprised if the fandom has a term for this battler that is like not the in-universe battler, but the battler that is tasked with solving the problems against, basically playing the chess game against, Beatrice. The fandom calls it Meta Battler too? Hey! Look at me. I swear, that just makes it seem like then that I, like, looked it up somehow or something, but that's just how I think I've been describing this. I think I've used the word meta a lot during this whole playthrough to describe everything as best I can. Okay, what are you trying to pull? Again. Again. A closed room again? Are Are you trying to say you unlocked it with the power of magic?
バカにするんじゃね
Don't take me for a fool.
わらわの力で鍵を開けるところを見せろというなら見せてもよい。
If you're demanding that I show you how to open locks with my power, I wouldn't mind.
しかしそれではそなたを屈服させたことにはならぬ。
But that wouldn't be the same as me forcing you to surrender.
そなたが言う人間での説明。
You keep trying to explain it all with humans.
これを突き果てさせた時こそがわらわの勝利の時なのだ。
Only when I've cornered all your theories completely will I have my victory.
さあさあどう崩してみせる？
Come now, how will you undermine my defenses?
人間ならどういうトリックで崩してみせるというのか？
What trick could a human have used to defeat them,
前回の密室と同じだ
It's just like the closed rooms last time.
情報不足
Not enough information!
こんなのじゃ推理不能だ
It's impossible to reason like this.
何の言い訳でもできるぜどんな手品だって通じる
Any excuse could be made, any trick could work.
推理なんてしようがね
There's no way to reason it out. Ha!
またそれか。
That again?
情報が足りないから様子見。
There's not enough information, so you'll wait and see?
不確定情報があるから推理不能？
Your information is uncertain, so it's impossible to use your reasoning.
そなたら人間の思考停止の言い訳はいつもそれよ。
Ha! This is always the excuse you humans use to let yourselves stop thinking.
人間風情が何を気取るか。
Who do you think you are, lowly human?
ラプラスの悪魔の座に及ばねば思考を巡らせること一つできないというのかこの無能が。
Are you saying you can't even think unless you're like Laplace's demon, you incompetent fool?
それに貴様は情報不足がまるで自分の不利になるように言っているが、真
Besides,
実は全く逆だぞ。
you make it seem like a lack of information works against you. But it's the other way around, you see?
そなたに与えられる情報が増えれば増えるほどにそなたは苦しむことになる。
The more information you're given, the more it'll make you suffer. Laplace's demon is a thought experiment thing about having complete information about everything in the world, I think. Yeah, I'm curious enough to actually look it up. Let's get a... If only if I read more about it after stream here. Let me open up the Wikipedia just to get a quick glance. Oh man, it's a whole big thing. Alright, I'm just gonna assign it as assigned reading. To chat, to the archive viewers. Look it up yourself. As I will do. Because I'm curious about reading it. I thought it, I was like, oh, is it gonna be like a sentence long? Can I just say what it is? And then I'm like, it's a whole big thing. It's never that simple. But I am curious enough where I'm gonna read about it, probably post-stream. Yes, I read that.
己を締め付ける圧搾機の力を強めていく結果になるだけよ。
It'll only increase the strength of the compressor that's squeezing you.
そうなら言わせてもらうぜ
Oh, in that case, let me say this. I'm stupid, and I, just by playing ignorant, can avoid your suffering towards me.
これがそもそも密室かどうか検証不能だ
It just reiterates the whole, like, as long as, like, his best defense is just being ignorant. Both willingly and unwillingly ignorant. It's impossible to verify that this is a closed room in the first place.
悪魔の話が出てきたんで俺も言わせてもらうぜ
If we're already talking about demons, I can play that game too.
密室でないことの説明はできる
It'd be possible to prove that this isn't a closed room.
こうやら出入りできるというのを示しゃいいんだからな。
Just show how someone could have gone in or out, and you're done.
だが密室であることの証明は不能だ。
It's why we love Battler. Honestly, we love him for this. But it's impossible to prove that this is a closed room.
無限の方法のすべてを否定はできない。
You can never deny the endless set of possible methods for getting in.
つまり悪魔の証明ってやつだぜ。
In other words, this is one of those devil's proofs.
密という定義は実は証明不能なのさ。
This concept of a closed room is actually something that can never be proved.
情報不足を言い訳にした思考停止の次はそうきたか。
So, first you stopped thinking with a lack of information as an excuse, and now this?
まあよい。
Very well.
それがそなたの指し手だというなら認めようぞ。
If that is your move, then I will accept it.
続けるがよ。
Continue.
まずお前は礼拝堂が密室だと言いたいらしい。
First off, it looks like you're trying to claim that the chapel's a closed room.
実際俺もさっき中をぐるっと見させてもらったが、確かに扉以外から出入りする方法は見つけられなかった。
Just a short while ago, I spent some time looking around in there, and I couldn't find any way in or out except for the door.
だがそれは俺が見つけられなかったというだけで
But that just
密室
me.
の証明にはならないわけだ。
Are you done, Battler? But that just means I couldn't find one. It doesn't prove it was a closed room.
俺には見つけられなかった隠し扉なんかがあったら全ての前提は吹っ飛ぶぜ。
If there's a hidden door or something that I wasn't able to find, your premise would be blown away completely.
つまり俺が隠し扉を見つけられようと見つけられまいと密室を出入りできる方法 X は常に否定できないわけさ。
In other words, whether I managed to find a hidden door or not, you'll never be able to deny that there existed some method, X, that let you into the closed room.
そしてその方法 X は魔法でなくても実行可能さ。
And this method X would be something that could be carried out without magic.
何しろ隠し扉なんだからよ。
I love talking about variables. I love variables. Variables are my homies. After all, it's a hidden door.
この礼拝堂だってそうさ。発見不能な隠し扉がどうせあるんだ。
I'm sure that in this chapel there's some hidden door that's impossible to find.
だから推理なんてする必要もなく魔法なんかありえないってわけさ。
That's why there's no reason for me to reason it out, and magic is still impossible.
ほうほう、そういう論法か。
Interesting. Ho ho, so you'll use that logic.
甘いな。
How naive.
想定していた一手だぞ。
An expected move.
ならばわらわも受け手を誘う。
Let me make my move in response.
わらわは人間風情の推理小説とやらに出てくる密室というものを常々バカバカしいと思っている。
These closed rooms used in detective novels made by mere humans always seem utterly ridiculous to me.
なぜか。
Why?
使い方が間違っているからよ。
Because they're used the wrong way.
推理小説に登場する密室をお前は本当に密室だと思っているのか？
When a closed room appears in a detective novel, do you really think it's a closed room?
思ってなどいまい。
You don't, do you?
どういうトリックを使えば密室に見せかけられるか。
What trick did they use to make this look like a closed room?
そう思っている。
That's what you think.
つまり人間どもが積み重ねた100年の密室殺人などただの一度も完成されたことはないのだ。
In other words, there hasn't been a completed closed room In other words, there hasn't been a completed closed room in the any of closed room murders that humans have built over the last century.
言う
Ooh.
言うじゃねえかよ。推理マニアは怖えぞ。
Better not say that unless you want to face the wrath of the mystery fans. Yeah, you don't want to get on their bad side.
クリスティが墓の下で歯ぎしりしてるぜ。
Is this an Agatha Christie shout out? Christie's probably grinding her teeth in her grave. That's the name I'm thinking of, right? I'm just saying a name and it could be completely wrong. Huh.
だがわらわは違う。
But I am different.
わらわは本当の密室を生み出している。
I've given birth to a true closed room.
そしてそれを立証できるのだ。
And I can demonstrate it.
なぜか。
Why?
わらわは魔女だからよ。
Because I'm a witch.
悪魔の証明は悪魔を連れてくれば証明できるのだったな。
I think Valor mentioned being a mystery fan before. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if this is how it's necessarily set up, but with like previous discussions and everything, it makes me like I honestly cannot wait till we get to Answers arc. And I know I have so long to go before we get there. But like the Answers arc is just like just taunting me, tempting me. It's just like there being like, don't worry, Austin. You've only got like 60 to 80 more hours of this, and then you're on the Answers arc. Hopefully everything will make sense. You will know all the answers. And I just can't wait. For the Devil's Proof, you only had to bring someone a demon to prove that they exist, correct?
ならば好都合。魔女にとって悪魔は良き友よ。いくらでも連れてきてやる。
Yeah, that's true. Well, I conveniently happen to be a witch, meaning that demons are my good friends, and I can bring you as many of them as you like. Well, and I think it's just, and then I think many people actually ended up pointing it out to me, and then it just kind of made common sense that that's kind of why people who have then read Umineko now before love to kind of like go back and see people who are playing it for maybe like the first time, just because there's like, I would assume, clues, and you see like parts of the mystery before they would ever been solved in your first reading. So like being able to like re-experience it with that future knowledge now to like the present, it creates an interesting dynamic. I kind of like that. I respect that's like the thing. Battler says, let me see this. I know myself just read until getting there. Didn't put any real thought into things. Oh, okay. I feel like I don't want to say the complete opposite, but I do. I mean, I know I've been going at this game at a snail's pace and all. That's just my MO for like everything, but no, I spend a lot of time, I think, out of stream thinking about the mysteries of this game, thinking of this game in general, the story, the characters, the everything. Sounds great.
親父たちは隠し扉を使って礼拝堂に入った。あるいは運び込まれた。
But I think I'm just more easily able to do that just by the very nature. Like, I would assume that people who are just really wrapped up in the Umineko reading it for the first time and aren't like streaming it like I am, I bet there are a lot of people that like power read it, you know? And so like, so maybe like you were like a power reader, and so like you were just like read whatever. And so, like, there wasn't as much time in between, like, sitting down sessions and, like, reading and everything. And so, like, it doesn't lend itself to, like, sitting down and reflecting on it and being like, oh, let me try to think about it and possibly guess what's happening or whatever, when you're just, like, kind of just going at it. Which I'm not saying is, like, a wrong way of doing it by any chance. But, like, as opposed to me, who's playing it, like, twice a week at like for like 2 hours and then maybe like 4 or 5 hour sittings. So I have a lot of downtime where I'm just like not reading and advancing. Dad and the rest used a hidden door to enter the chapel, or were carried in through it.
この一手をお前はどうかわしてみせるってんだよ。
How do you plan to beat that move?
こうだ。
Read the whole thing in about 2 months? Damn. I recently went back and tried to check when my first Umineko stream was, and I went back and saw that it was like towards the end of February, or maybe even like mid-February, and then I looked at the calendar and I'm already like almost at mid-May, and so I'm like, alright, I'm almost already at 3 months. Ooh. Good points to really stop and think should be ends of episode 2 and 3. That's good. Because, yeah, I mean, that sort of just makes sense. End of episodes. Good times to just conclude and think about things. So can't wait to hit those. With this,
生死は捨ておく。
regardless of whether they were alive or dead,
6人は確かに扉から入った。
the six definitely entered through the door.
はあ
Huh?
バカ野郎
Dumbass?
鍵がかかってんだぞ。どうやって
The door was locked, so how'd they do it?
わらわが魔法で開けて中へいざなった。
I opened it with magic and invited them inside.
そんなわけねえだろ。
That can't be true.
魔法なんて認められねえ以上、そいつを受け入れるわけにはいかね
Since I can't accept magic, there's no way I'll accept that.
え。お前は嘘をついている。
You're lying.
あの扉は何かのインチキで開くんだ。
That door can be opened with some trick.
あるいは隠し扉があるんだ。そのどちらかしか認めねえ。
Or maybe there's a hidden door, but I won't accept any other way.
パーペチュアル。
Perpetual check.
チェスでは千日手をこう呼ぶ。
That's what we call an endless repetition of moves in chess.
互いが相手の根拠を否定し合い、議論が進まないのも、わらわたちのゲームでは千日手に同じ。
I know some chess things. It's the same endless repetition as a discussion that won't advance because both sides deny the basis of each other's claims, like our game.
多くのゲームではこれを引き分けに定めるが、これでは今日をそがれること、甚だしい。
In most games, this would be resolved as a draw, but that would put a terrible damper on our fun.
わらわたちに引き分けはない。
I remember many chess games. So as I was like growing up, like I learned how to play chess from my dad, and then there would be like nights where like me and my dad would just go at it with chess. Obviously, when I was playing chess, I was quite young. At this point, it was like childhood age, not like impossibly young, but like ages 10 to like 14 or so. You know, he had taught me how to play chess. And then, but I wasn't good. And I still to this day don't think I'm very good at chess. Like, I know how to play, I know moves, I know general strategies, I know things like that. But once you start, if I was to compete against anyone that knows, like, long string of combinations of moves and stuff, I would just get outclassed. But I remember many a times in my life, once I learned as a kid that you can just draw, like, if you're backed into a corner, in chess and you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna lose. Once I learned that you could just like kind of like you could get into like a perpetual drawing type situation and kind of just have it resolve as a draw and not like as a loss. I remember there was a long stretch of games where, again, I was playing against my dad. He could probably outclass me or whatever. Once I learned that, though, there were some some nights where I would play strings of games where I would just attempt to like draw. Like, I would, like, not, like, intentionally losing and then doing it, but, like, getting to a point where I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm going to win, or I'm getting outplayed, whatever. And then I would just be like, all right, I'm just going to be obnoxious and try to, like, draw. And a lot of times it didn't work, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just so funny. I just remember, like, many times my dad just being like, really? Like, because, like, after a while, he knew what I was doing. But it's just, like, at some point, you're just like, okay, well, I'm not going to win here, so I'm just going to, I'm just gonna make everyone suffer at this point. It's very funny. Beatrice says, in most games, this would be resolved as a draw, but that would be put a terrible damper on our fun. We will have no draws.
いわくそなたがわらわを認め屈服するか否か
You will either accept me and submit to me, or you will deny me.
それについてだけは同感だぜ。
At least I agree with you there.
お前のお望み通り、決着はきっちりつける。
We'll settle this without fail, just as you wish.
その心意気やよし
I like that attitude.
そこでわらわは考えた
So, I had a thought.
わらわとそなたのゲームに
Uh-oh.
新しいルールを追加しようと思う
I think I'll add a new rule to this game between the two of us. She's introducing new rules.
新しいルール？
A new rule?
どうせお前が有利になるルールなんだろ？
But it's something that'll give you an advantage, right?
まさかまさか
Oh, you think the chapter's called New Rule? Sort of makes sense. Okay, of course not.
そなたらが求めてやまなかったものを与えようというのだ
Curious what it's gonna be. I'll give you the thing people like you always demand.
貴様ら無能どもがいつも嘆いてみせる思考停止の理由情報不足
The reason you always stop thinking and then moan about it is a lack of information.
そしてそれに対し情報を与えると今度はその情報の真偽を疑う根拠否定
And if you're then given information, you start doubting whether the new information is true or not by rejecting the source.
便利よの
Isn't that convenient?
無能を棚上げする実に小気味よい言葉よ
What clever little words to hide your own incompetence.
この便利な言い訳をわらわは取り去ってやろうというのだ
I'm offering to eliminate that convenient excuse of yours.
感謝するがよい
You should thank me.
扉から入ったというお前に対し、俺はそんなはずはないと否定した。
Yeah, I like Battler because not only is he slightly incompetent, he doesn't 100% like refute it ever. He kind of knows. Even in the moments back then, he got made fun of basically, especially by Maria. But like he's like, my English isn't very good. You said they entered through the door, and I said they couldn't happen.
その否定が逃げ口上だと言いたいのか？
Are you calling that an evasive answer?
そうだ
Exactly.
だからわらわはこれより
So, from now on...
真実を語るとき赤を使うことにする
No. Oh, no way. Look at that. The game... Oh, there's got to be a... What's the term for this? It's when something in a game does something in its narrative that could only then be used. That could only be transmitted through the medium of the game itself. There's some term for it. But, like, if you were just... I guess, in theory, if you were reading this as, like, a book, you could see, like, red text. But, like, that doesn't detract from what I'm trying to say here, is that if this is actually a thing that gets, I assume, sticks with it, that's actually really an interesting wrinkle to this. I'm getting ahead of myself. I haven't read the line, so it doesn't make much sense. If someone's, like, tabbed out of the archive or something. She says, exactly. So from now on, when I speak the truth, I will use red.
どういうことだ?
Now, speaking of the archivers that may have this video tabbed out or just listen to my voice, that doesn't help you. If there's red text, I'm not going to be like, say something and then say red text. What if I just, every time red text was there, I was like, I just said, I would say start red text. And then I say end red text. It's pretty good. I'm sure I wouldn't get annoyed with that. Battler says, whoa, what is this?
説明を続けろ。
Keep explaining.
わらわがどのような魔法の一手を仕掛けようとも
No matter what magical move I use,
そなたには常に情報不足や根拠否定を繰り返すことで永遠と逃げ続けることができる。
you can always keep running away by chanting a lack of information and by rejecting the source.
これでは最終的にわらわが勝つことが変わらぬとしてもあまりに退屈を極める。
Even though I would still win in the end that way, it would be extremely boring.
そのためわらわはそなたが望む情報と根拠を与えてやろうと思う。
Because of that, I'd be happy to give you the information and sources you so desire.
しかしそなたはわらわの言葉一つ一つを疑ってかかるだろう。
However, you'll probably doubt each word I say.
それ自体は悪いことではない。
That isn't bad in itself.
わらわもそなたを屈服させるためにあらゆる手を指す。
I also will use every possible move to make you submit.
互いに最前提を探り合うその姿勢は嫌いではない。
I don't dislike our posture of searching out our best moves for our own goals.
しかしそれではゲームにもならぬ。
But that won't make a game.
だからこのルールを設けた。
So I set up this rule.
わらわが赤で語ることは全て真実。
Oh, is it gonna do that sound effect every time it does it, maybe? There you go, audio listeners. If you hear that slightly shrill noise, maybe that means red text. That's again a smart thing of the game, I guess. If you were somehow just listening then, it does the audio thing. It's a small thing. It's the same thing as the audio cues we get when like the character things get updated. I appreciate the small stuff like that. I think it took me a little while to figure out that that's what was happening, but it's there. This might get addressed, possibly, even by meta battler here. But, why would I believe her? Why would you believe Beatrice if she goes, okay, new rule. I'm introducing a new rule to the game, to our game here. Every time I'm telling the truth, 100%, you can believe me the truth, I'll do red text. My first thing would be like, why would I believe you now? Like, why would I believe that you'd stick to that? Why would I mean, we've seen Beatrice, like, straight up, like, manipulate and lie. So, like, I know this has to be a rule to, like, kind of avoid Battler just always being like, oh, I can't trust you, what you just said. But, like, if I was Battler, I'd be like, hey. If I was Battler, I'd be like, hey, I can't trust you even though you say I should trust you. Whatever. Everything I speak in red is the truth.
疑う必要が何もない。
There's absolutely no need to doubt it. She says.
それを信じろというのか。
Are you telling me to believe that? Oh, see, he might be
わらわはそ
going.
なたとゲームをしている。
He might be saying exactly what I'm saying. I always am too ahead of the game. I literally say lines, right? Like 2 or 3 lines before it's said. This is a game between you and me.
ゲームのルールは神聖。
In a game, the rules are sacred.
それを軽んじる者に参加の資格はない。
Those who take that lightly are not qualified to play.
よーし、乗ったぜ。受けてやるぞ、そのルール。
Okay, I get you. I'll accept that rule.
水かけ論や揚げ足取りなんて小学生でもできるぜ。
Even an elementary school kid can get into an endless argument and find fault with everything.
なら早速再開しようじゃねえか。さっきの続きだぜ。
Then, let's start it up again. Continuing where we left off.
もう一度繰り返す。
I'll say it one more time.
親父たちは隠し扉を使って礼拝堂に入った。あるいは運び込まれた。
Dad and the rest used a hidden door to enter the chapel or were carried in through it. Yeah, I know. Battler didn't put up much resistance. Surprisingly there. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think he understands that Beatrice kind of has a point. Even though he doesn't want to admit to Beatrice that she has a point. Probably. He probably understands she has a point.
ならばわらわも繰り返そうぞ。
Then I shall repeat what I said.
生死は捨ておく。
Regardless of whether they were alive or dead,
6人は確かに扉から入った。
the 6 definitely entered through the door.
その証拠はあるのかよ。
Is there any proof?
ストップ。
Stop!
ルールを補足する。
I will supplement the rule.
わらわは真実を語るときに赤を使うが、
When I speak the truth, I will use red.
それに対し証拠を示して立証する義務を負わない。
And when I do, I will not bear the responsibility of establishing that claim by showing proof.
ただ事実であり真実であるのだ。
They will simply be facts and the truth.
理由は簡単だ。
This is interesting because, I mean, maybe not super interesting. I'm gonna say something that is maybe very obvious to viewers, readers, listeners, all kinds of people. This is Beatrice like speaking to Meta Battler here, but this is almost kind of like the writer, and Beatrice speaking to us, the player, directly almost, where Meta Battler is basically a stand-in for us. But also, like, she's the writer of this is basically just like, hey, all right, if we're gonna progress through this mystery story, whatever, you, the reader, the player of this game, has to understand. We're gonna give you information, and we're not gonna sit there and try to have to give you the source. You just, if we give you the red text, you're gonna have to believe us, and we progress forward. My reason is simple.
わらわはすべての犯行を魔法で行う。
I carried out all the crimes with magic.
だからどんな不可能犯罪もお前の目の前で魔法の杖を振るってみせれば済んでしまう。
So for any impossible crime, all I have to do is wave my magic staff and show you how it's done.
しかしそれではゲームにならない。
But that wouldn't make a game.
チェスを指しながら勝敗を無視して相手に殴りかかる蛮行にも等しい。
It would be as barbaric as ignoring victory and defeat in a chess match and punching your opponent in the face.
確かにもっともだ。
Well, that makes sense.
お前が魔女である以上、
Since you're a witch,
証拠を示す必要がない。
there's no need for you to show evidence for what happened.
何でも魔法でできちまうんだからな。ひでえ話だぜ。
Since you can do anything with magic, damn it.
なんて不利なゲームだ。
Talk about an unfair game.
それではもう一度再開するぞ。
So, shall we resume once more?
6人は確かに扉から入った。
The six definitely entered through the door.
わらわが魔法で鍵を開けた。
I unlocked it with magic.
この魔法を密室をどうかわす？
How will you get around this magic? How will you get around this magic, this closed room?
鍵だ。
The key.
源氏さんたちは鍵が一つしかないと言っているが、そんなのは証明不能だ。
God, I was literally just about to say, I was gonna say, okay, she red texted that they went through the door. And we know that they go through the door, they need a key. But the story had only established, oh, there's only one key. But he's gonna say, okay. Again, devil's proof thing. What if there was a duplicate key made at some point that they're just not aware of? Genji-san and the others said there was only one key, but that's impossible to prove.
犯人はこっそり合鍵を作っていた。
See, the culprit secretly made a duplicate key.
礼拝堂の鍵は一本しか存在しない。
Ah, she just put us in check again. Only one key to the chapel exists. Ugh.
じゃあこうだ。
Then what about this?
犯人は正規の鍵以外のものを使って開けたんだ。
The culprit made something other than a legitimate key and opened it.
何かわからないが、例えば針金とか。
I don't know what, but maybe a wire.
キーピックの道具だ。
A tool for picking locks. No, Battler, you dumb. I would say, alright, here, I know, I'm not progressing the story, but this is my thought now. Okay, if she's saying no, definitely only one key, I would say that the key wasn't originally always in Maria's envelope. I would say that there was at some point something other than the key in Maria's envelope. I mean, that makes it a little harder because it was sealed with sealing wax, so maybe that's not the right line of thinking. I don't know. A tool for picking locks.
なんだなんだその甘い察しては。
What is this naive move?
礼拝堂の施錠は礼拝堂の鍵以外では解除不可能。
It is impossible to unlock the lock to the chapel with anything but the chapel's key.
もっとも魔法の力では開けられるがな。
Although it can be opened with the power of magic, right?
じゃあこうだ。
Then what about this?
扉自体がおかしかったんだ。
There's something wrong with the door itself.
施錠された状態のままでも通行できる仕掛けがあった。
There was some way to pass through it even while it was locked.
それが何かはいろいろ考えられる。
As to what that is, I can think of a few ways.
お城の大扉に小さい入り口がついているように、さらにもう一つ扉があったとか。
Maybe it's like those big doors on a castle that have a smaller door in them. He's over here being like, you know what? Maybe this is like a cartoon-ass castle chapel. And it's got one of those like little mini doors in it.
蝶つがいを外して扉を丸ごと外して入ったなんてのもあり得る。
It's also possible that they removed the hinges and then removed the whole door before entering. It's very silly. I'm with Beatrice on this. This is actually very funny to watch battlers squirm and try to come up with ideas. This is actually pretty good. It's like just asinine ways that like they could get through the door. Yeah, basically. Oh, wahahaha!
それが人間どもの100年の英知なのか、バートラー。
Is this the best a century of human wisdom can manage, Battler?
礼拝堂の扉は施錠時にはいかなる方法での出入りも拒む。
When the door to the chapel is locked, it prevents any and all methods of entry or exit.
魔法が使えない限りな。
Assuming you can't use magic, right?
そろそろチェックメイトか？
Is it about time for checkmate?
まだまだ。
Not even close.
お前は6人は扉から入ったと言ったが、この正面扉とは言ってない。
You said those 6 people entered through a door, but you didn't say it was the front door.
他の隠し扉から入ったのかもしれない。
They might have entered through another door, a secret one.
くどいわ、無能が。
You talk too much, you incompetent fool.
ならば、先ほどの一手をさらに進めよう。
Then let me expand on my earlier move.
6人は確かにこの正面扉から入った。
The 6 definitely entered through this front door.
めちゃくちゃだ。
I screwed up.
鍵は閉まってる。そして1本しかない鍵以外では解錠不能で。にもかかわらず、この扉から6人が出入りした。
The door was locked. It was impossible to unlock without using that single key, and yet 6 people entered through it?
どうやってだよ。
How?
魔法だってか。
With magic, you say?
くそくそくそくそくそくそ。
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! Wha-
早くも人間の限界が露呈したか。
Are we already seeing the limits of what humanity can manage?
ならば叫べリザインと。
Then shout that you resign.
統領者はそう叫びキングを倒すのが習わしよ。
I mean, with my limited, not limited knowledge, but like with everything, the only thing I can think of that doesn't conflict with any of her red text right now is that if there's only one key, and they definitely use the front door, and they definitely use the key to unlock the door, then my only thing would be that, and there's no duplicate key, is that they had to have used the key at some point when it wasn't in Maria's possession. Which would then have to say something like, the key wasn't always in that envelope. If it was closed, then anything could have been in there that was key-like. The thing is, the people are watching this that do know the answer, and are either like, oh, you're so on the right track, or, oh, you are so impossibly far from the correct answer. But that's what I'm locking in. I'm locking in that the envelope Maria had for the longest of time here didn't have the key in it the whole time. And it was like a decoy key or even just anything. And then somehow the key had to have gotten back into the envelope. The only thing against that line of thinking is that it had a sealing wax on it, which then that's another closed room almost in itself, a closed envelope case. But that's what I'm gonna say. Final answer. When one admits defeat, it's customary to shout it out and knock over their own king. Hey, I'm pretty low on my own, like, intelligence level, you know? But even I can confidently say I feel smarter than Battler. So do you resign? Then announce your surrender and knock your king over by kneeling. No, I was just about to say. Fucking kiss her shoes, dude. Then you may kiss my shoes. She would like that. She's really into it. There could be no greater joy than forcing a man like you to lick my shoes. Oh, it's so funny. Damn it. It's useless, useless, useless. So I can't win against the witch. This isn't chess at all. I've just been made to take the losing side in a chess puzzle. Is quibbling about details and getting a draw the best I can manage? Oh shit, Battler's gonna do the thing I did in chess, as I was talking about like a little while ago. He's just gonna play for a draw. He's in the losing position, he's lost a lot of pieces, he just needs to draw again. It's fine. A master strategy. That's the one thing that'll never happen. Either I will surrender or you will. Oh yeah, but she said that we can't draw. That was the whole thing. There can be no other resolution. What happened to that bravery you displayed when you said this would be torture for us both? Hey, what a disappointment. What a total letdown. I love when she gets like this. Wouldn't you say you show me a battler? Damn it. What should I do? What should I do? I can see it. I can see the place where I'll face checkmate. Ah, it's useless. It's useless. All my hard-fought moves have been nothing more than me desperately moving my king around, running away from check. No matter how many times I move, I can't escape from check. So even without waiting for the next several moves, I can see checkmate in my future. Ah, damn it! Oh, I hear a clock. After a few more moves, I can see where I'll face checkmate? Don't give up, you show me a battler. If I can see myself getting closed in upon. Fucking hell. Spin! Yes, I should have known. I should have known it was going to resort to this. Then if I spin the chessboard around, I should be able to anticipate her next move, right? Remember what Kairi-san said. When you're thinking about something, then the closer you get to the very, very end, the easier it becomes to anticipate. Spin it around. Spin the chessboard around. Objection! What happened? He fell silent all of a sudden. Fear not. Surrender is but a momentary shame. After that, all that remains is the joy of entrusting your fate entirely to the hands of your new master.
さあ投了を叫ぶがよい。
Come on, cry out in resignation.
聞こえんぞ。
I can't hear you.
大きい声ではっきりと言えい。
Speak up and say it clearly.
寝ぼけるな。
Enough babbling.
お前が聞こうとしていないだけだぜ。
You're just refusing to listen.
ならもう一度言う。
So I'll say it once more.
投了はない。
I won't resign.
続行だ。
Continue.
ゲームを再開するぞ。
Resume the game.
ほ
Huh?
う、よかろう。
Very well.
そなたの手
Oh,
番か
yeah.
らだぜ。
Yep, he's in the process of cooking. It is your turn after all.
お前の作ったルールを俺はお前の武器だと勘違いしてた。
One second. I'm gonna adjust. The one thing that OBS did do when I updated it is it changed the window sizes of everything. And I'm sitting here reading Umineko, and then I'm noticing the sizes of my windows, and it's bothering me that they're off. That I'm the size I'm used to. Alright, I fixed it. Oh, I was so distracted by that. Okay. I made the mistake of thinking this rule you made was your own weapon.
しかしそれは俺にとっても武器になるってことに気づいたぜ。
However, I've realized that it can also become a weapon for me.
つまりこういうことさ。
It all comes down to this.
試すがよい。
Please do give it a try.
俺はずっと密室の礼拝堂にどうやったら入れるかで頭が凝り固まっていた。
I've been focusing all this time on how they entered the closed room of the chapel.
その考え方じゃダメだったんだ。
That approach was useless.
ああ、ダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。
Ah, it's useless. It's all useless.
チェス盤をひっくり返す。
Spin the chessboard around.
そうさ。
God, I could really use like some kind of like cool graphic or something that happens when he says, like when he claims to spin the chessboard around. Like, I want the game to like I want them to like, maybe even something as simple as them like switching positions or something, or them doing like their little sprites like doing like a 360. I always want so much more. I always want so much more than this game gives me. I'm like, damn, when Cannon was having his fight against the furry, and I was like, damn, I could really use like a 5-minute long cinematic, you know, like fight scene. And like, you know, I still was happy with what we got, but like I was ungrateful and like, I want so much more. Okay, that's right.
思考の向きが逆だったんだ。元
来たな。
Whoa. What happened? I clicked the button on accident. Whoa. I don't know why I advanced text so fast. Okay, I might have hit control on accident, and that might have weirdly advanced the text. This is how I should approach it. How was the chapel, which wasn't a closed room in the first place, made to look like a closed room? Here it comes.
人間どもの生み出した100年の思考術か。
That thinking technique humans gave birth to over the course of a century.
試してみるがよいぞ。
Give it a try. Cackle, cackle.
赤で語ってもらうぜ。
Say this in red for me.
無理ならば拒否しろ。
If you can't, then refuse. Oh shit, he's gonna demand her to say something in red text? That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm interested.
行くぜ。
Here I go. Does this man intend to reverse his defensive posture? Impudence.
礼拝堂に入るにはこの扉しかなく、そして鍵はたった一つってのも分かった。
I get that the only way to enter the chapel is through the door, and that there's only one key.
だが待ちな。
But wait.
その鍵が本当に昨日の昼前からマリアの手に渡っていたのかどうかだ。
The question is whether that key really was handed over to Maria yesterday before noon.
長いな。
My, but you're dragging this on.
かいつまむがよい。
Do try and get to the point.
こういうことさ。
It's something like this.
俺たちは鍵が昨日の昼から使用不能だと思う。
Dude, I fucking called it, man. I honestly, all right. I don't need to pat myself on the back too much, but honestly, I'm too much of a logic man. I've experienced too many of these kinds of stories. I've got a wrinkly brain. Okay, we've been under the impression that the key's been unusable since midday yesterday.
だから昨日の昼から今朝まで密室だと思い込んでる。
So, we've assumed that this was a closed room from midday yesterday until this morning.
それを思い込みじゃなく、あんたにはっきり事実だと宣言してもらいたいのさ。
I want to hear you say that this impression of ours is a solid fact.
面白い。
Interesting.
扉ではなく、鍵を論点にしたか。
So you turn your reasoning not to the door, but to the key.
マリアは昨日お前から封筒をもらってる。
Yesterday, Maria received an envelope from you.
マリアは開封しなかったが、手触りで鍵が入っていたことを知ったかもしれない。
She didn't open it, but she might have felt it and known there was a key inside.
だが、間違いなく礼拝堂の鍵だと確認できたわけじゃない。
But it's not like she'd have been able to confirm it absolutely that it was the key to the chapel.
つまりこういうことさ。
Here's what I'm getting at.
マリアに渡した封筒の中身は偽物だったんだ。
The thing inside the envelope given to Maria was a fake.
何を言い出すかと思えばバカバカしい。
If you think about what you're saying, it's ridiculous.
ローザは今朝確かにマリアの手提げの中から封筒を取り出し、
This morning, Rosa definitely took an envelope out of Maria's handbag.
そこから正真正銘の礼拝堂の鍵を手に入れたぞ。
And from that, obtained the genuine key to the chapel. But again, that doesn't necessarily refute the fact that the key might have not have been in the envelope the whole time.
偽物などということはない。
It wasn't a fake, as you suggest.
そんなことは分かってるさ。
I know that much.
続けるぜ。
I'll continue.
なら、マリアが封筒を受け取ったとき、その中身は間違いなく同じ礼拝堂の鍵だったのか？
In that case, when Maria first received the envelope, the thing inside it was definitely that same key to the chapel, right?
ほう。
Huh?
つまりこういうことさ。
See what I'm getting at?
お前は昨日の昼、マリアに鍵入りの封筒を渡した。
Midday yesterday, you gave Maria an envelope with a key inside,
決して開くなと言い含めて。
and you told her that she mustn't open it.
マリアは中に鍵があることを悟ったの。
Maria probably realized it had a key inside.
そして後に、ローザおばさんがその中身で礼拝堂の扉を開けたため、
Later on, Aunt Rosa used the thing inside the envelope to open the door to the chapel.
それは礼拝堂の鍵だったということになった。
And that's why we assumed it was the key to the chapel all along.
疑わしいのはここさ。
This is the suspicious part.
こう言いたいわけか。
So is this what you're trying to say?
わらわがマリアに鍵を預けた時点では、その鍵は偽物だったと。
That when I entrusted Maria with a key, that key was a fake?
そして、ローザが鍵を手にするまでの間に本物とすり替えたと。
And then, by the time Rosa obtained it, it had been switched with the real thing?
ああ、そうだ。
Yeah, that's it.
どうしたベアトリーチェ様よ。
Okay, so that's basically what I think as well. And what's most interesting is we saw... Wasn't now we're... I'm trying to remember a very small thing that happened in the story. But wasn't when Rosa got the letter originally from Maria's possession? Was Maria like passed out or asleep or something? Or she basically yoinked it from Maria without her knowing, I think. Because then we got to the scene where Maria was like, oh, my letter's gone, I think. So she was asleep. So now this is me really This is me really maybe going too far as a guess. But was that a scene maybe given to us? Oh yeah, Battler was like barely awake, and he like kind of, and then he said, "Oh, I think Rosa did it," and then that's what set off Maria. Were we given that scene because then we were given proof that it would have been possible for Beatrice to potentially swap out the letters with the fake one holding the fake key, potentially maybe with then the real key once she had done the thing. I may be playing myself here, but that's what I'm thinking. That's how I lock in this answer. I think she got the envelope, and then you wouldn't have to worry about the sealing of the envelope or anything. Maybe there's like 2 envelopes, and one that Maria originally got and was sealed had a fake key in it. Then Beatrice does her thing. She has the real key the whole time. When she's done her thing, she swaps out the envelopes with the real key, seals it, bam. Something like that. Final answer, Regis. Okay, what's wrong, Beatrice Sama?
さっきから調子が悪そうだぜ。
You've been looking a bit pale for a while now, huh?
親しい者はベアトと呼ぶこともある。
Those close to me sometimes call me Beato. Pronounced Beato.
ベアトでよい。
Beato will do. Beato. Beato. Be. I'm gonna say Beato. Beato? Beato. 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 Is this like this is like Beatrice being like, hey, we're friendly chums now. You know, we're friends. You don't have to be so formal about it.
ベアトの出番だぜ。
It's your turn, Beato.
Turn of the Golden Witch.
The turn of the Golden Witch.
かわしてみせろ。
Let's see you dodge this. Don't need to call me Beatrice. the old bestie trick won't work on me twice.
よかろう。
Very well.
わらわがマリアに預けた封筒の中身は確かに礼拝堂の鍵だった。
The key to the chapel truly was the object inside the envelope I gave Maria. I'm just sitting on this for a second. I'm thinking. I'll move forward.
赤で復唱できるか。
Can you repeat it in red?
その封筒はローザおばさんが開封するまで完全にマリアの監視下に置かれていた。
This would be the next thing to prove. Have Beatrice, Beato, as she wants me to call her. Me and Beatrice are friends as well. This would be the next thing to confirm with her and have her say in red, is that the original letter Maria was given was the letter the whole time. So, he says that envelope was completely under Maria's supervision until Aunt Rosa opened it. Oh! She's finding it harder and harder.
無理なら拒否を宣言してもらうぜ。
If you can't say it, then say you refuse.
チェックだ。
Check.
拒否する。
Yeah, dude. Okay, this is actually kind of hype. Like, I don't want to come across as being lame here, but this is, I actually really love this. Honestly, I could sit here for, I think we've been here for like, what, 30, 45 minutes or so. Just the two of them going back and forth like this. This is actually pretty dope. I like this. This is cool. This is what I want. She goes, I refuse.
これで一手差はひっくり返ったぜ。
I've spun it all around with just one move.
今度はお前がキングを逃がす番だな。ベアト。
Now it's your king on the run, Beato.
拒否に理由はある。
I have a reason for refusing.
それはそなたの言う監視下という単語の定義についてだ。
Oh my god, we're getting into like legalese, like technicality speaking stuff here. It regards the definition of the phrase under her supervision.
純粋な意味に従うならば、それは四六時中マリアによって見張られてなければならない。
In its purest meaning, Maria would need to have her eyes on it around the clock for that to be true.
だが、マリアはそこまではしていない。
But Maria didn't go that far.
手下げから出していた時は完全に監視下にあっただろうが、手下げに入れた後は視界から消える。
It may have been completely under her supervision when she took it out of her handbag, but after she put it inside, it disappeared from her field of vision.
その意味において、監視下という単語が適当でないため、赤が使えなかっただけだ。
In that sense, the phrase under her supervision would be inappropriate, so I couldn't use the red. Nothing more. The stammer and the deep breath of someone telling 100% truth and not lying to you one single bit, Battler. I think you have to believe her. I'll bet that move hurt. And your face tells me you've guessed the next one. Sorry. I'm kind to women. I don't hurt them. And I never betray a woman's expectations. A woman's expectations. It's time for you to repeat it in red if you think you can. No one was able to touch Maria's handbag until Aunt Rosa took out the envelope.
これも拒否する。
I will also refuse this one. God damn. Fucking Battler is my fucking spirit animal. He's... good old Battler. Let's go.
理由は説明しない。
I don't know what it says about me. but yeah, let's go. Me and Battler were on this one. Me and him, we were on the same wavelength. We had the same idea. Okay. I won't explain the reason. That's wrong. It's not that you won't explain it. It's that you can't explain it. That move gives us checkmate, doesn't it? Oh, she just disappeared. Oh, we got a tune. If you can't do it, then I'll explain. The key to the chapel really was in the envelope you handed to Maria. Then, Maria put it in her handbag, and the next morning Aunt Rosa took it out and opened the lock. However, Maria didn't have the handbag under her complete supervision. There's no need for magic. It's a closed room trick that's possible for a human. The human culprit handed Maria the key. And by making Aunt Rosa use it the next morning, they created the illusion that there was a closed room during that time. You can't deny the possibility that during that time the culprit took the key from Maria's handbag, used it, and returned it by morning. Can you say it in red? Ah! Repeat it! If you can say it, then say it! It's check again! Objection! Not yet. The top of Beato's head says not yet.
チェックを外す。
I remove the check.
鍵の入った封筒は風漏で封印されていたはず。
The envelope with the key in it should have been sealed with wax.
ローザは未開封の封筒から。
Rosa took it from an unopened envelope.
そうかい。なら言ってみやがれ。
Really? Then try saying it.
復唱要求。
Repeat it!
昨日の昼の時点で渡した封筒とローザおばさんが開封した封筒は同一のものである。
The envelope handed over midday yesterday and one Aunt Rosa opened are the same thing.
それは復
Man,
唱でき
we can't even see her face. She is probably making that squirming face, and we can't see it. But not only just this point thing, but like, this is very Phoenix Wright. And here's the thing. If you watched my Phoenix Wright trilogy playthrough last year, it's well documented. I didn't have that great of a time with it. I respect the games, and I love some of the characters. But I didn't have a generally good time with those games. But if I play the Phoenix Wright trilogy last year, and then it's like, all right, cool, now I get to move on to Umineko, and I have like this better time with Umineko, I'm like, all right, this is the better game with a protagonist that points. Then so be it. I'm fine with declaring that. That I can repeat.
ワラーがマリアに渡した封筒とローザが開封した封筒は同一のものであるぞ。
The envelope I handed over to Maria and the one Rosa opened are the same thing. Huh.
ああ、ダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。
Ah, it's useless. It's all useless.
そんなのもうどうでもいいことだろうが。
That doesn't even matter anymore.
俺は期待したぜ。
I expected more from you.
ここで降参したな。少しは読めてるやつだと思った。
I figured that if you were a bit better at reading between the lines, you'd resign right there.
だからがっかりだ。
So I'm disappointed.
あんた、俺の期待を裏切ったぜ。
You betrayed my expectations. What?
封筒が同じものなんて大したことじゃない。
Battler's the little engine that could. Who cares if the envelopes are the same?
封筒なんて何度でも撃てるんだしな。
Envelopes can be sealed with wax over and over.
中身の鍵だろ。大事なのは。
The key inside is what's important. The
これで今度こそしまいだぜ。黄金の魔女。
This time, it's all over, Golden Witch.
本当のチェックメイトだ。
It's a real checkmate.
もう一度求めるぜ。復唱要求だ。
I'll say it one more time. Repeat it.
言えるもんなら言ってみやがれ。
If you can say it, try saying it. If you can say it, try saying it. Okay.
マリアが受け取った封筒の中の礼拝堂の鍵はローザおばさんが開封するまで一度も使用されていない。
The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Aunt Rosa opened the envelope. Oh, he's getting her. He's nailing her, dude. He's getting better at, like, narrowing, like, the exact thing he needs to, like, essentially nail down. How? Oh, the song looped. How could I against a lowly human?
なんとでも繰り返すぜ、ベアトリーチェ。
I'll keep on saying it, Beatrice.
復唱要求。
Repeat it.
マリアが受け取った封筒の中の礼拝堂の鍵はローザおばさんが開封するまで一度も使用されていない。
The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Aunt Rosa opened the envelope. Guttural scream. If you're gonna yell, then say you resign. This settles it. This is the truth.
マリアの鍵はローザおばさんが今朝手に入れるまでの間に一度何者かの手に渡ったんだ。
Before Aunt Rosa obtained Maria's key this morning, at one point it passed to someone else's hands.
そして鍵を使用して封籠をし、あたかも未使用であるかのように見せかけてマリアの手提げに戻したんだ。
Then, they used it, resealed it, and returned it to Maria's handbag, making it look like it hadn't been used.
封籠が解かれていないから鍵が未使用であるという思い込みが盲点だ。安っぽいトリックだったんだ。
This is a trick with a cheap loophole, the assumption that the key wasn't used because the sealing wax wasn't opened.
チェックメイト。
Checkmate!
魔法なんかじゃない。人間に可能なトリックに過ぎない。
There's no magic, and it's nothing more than a trick that's possible for humans.
ならばその鍵を奪ったのは誰だというのか。
In that case, who do you say stole the key?
答えてみせろ。
Try answering.
お前が今度は復唱してみせろ。
This time you try repeating it.
そうだな。お前にばかり復唱させた。
That's right. I'm making you repeat things all the time.
たまには俺が答えなきゃならないだろうぜ。
I probably have to answer every once in a while.
だが拒否する。
But I refuse!
俺の勝利条件は魔女の存在を否定することだぜ。
My condition for victory is denying a witch's existence.
貴様の魔法による不可能犯罪を人間の手でも可能であることを証明するところまで。
I'll prove that this impossible crime done with your magic was actually possible by human hands.
俺はお前の密室を人間にも可能だと打ち破った。
I've smashed your closed room with something possible even for humans.
だから誰が犯人だと具体的に追及はしない。
However, I won't specifically investigate who the culprit is.
なぜなら俺は人間を信じてるからだ。
Because I believe in humans.
俺たちの中にマリアから鍵を奪い、それを使ってあんなひでえことをしてのける人間がいるなんて断じて認めないからだ。
Because I definitely won't accept that there's a person among us who would steal the key from Maria, use it, and do something so horrible.
降参だ。リザイン。
I give up. I resign.
この盤面についてだけは一度降参しよ
Just once, for this skirmish, I'll give up.
う。だがやはりお前は甘いな、バトラー。
But you really are naive, battler.
捨て台詞は敗者の特権だぜ。
Parting remarks are a loser's privilege.
好きに楽しめよ。
Say as many as you like. Oh, I like that line.
わらわの存在を否定し続ける以上、そなたはやがて追い詰められることになるぞ。
Since you continue to deny my existence, you will eventually be cornered.
何しろわらわを否定する以上、そなたの愛してやまない親族たちを疑うことにならざるを得ないのだからな。
After all, since you deny me, you'll have to suspect those relatives that you can't stop loving.
そなたは愛しいものを疑わざるを得ない最後の瞬間、わらわの存在を必ず認めるだろう。
In the last moment, when you have to suspect one who is beloved to you, then you will surely accept my existence.
確かにこの盤面だけはそなたに取られた。
True, you have defeated me in this skirmish alone.
しかしその差羊の甘さは必ず身を滅ぼすぞ。
However, that naive logic will definitely destroy you.
お前はやはりわらわには勝てぬのだ。
You can't win against me after all.
後ろ宮バトラー。
You show me a battler! Yeah. What a good chapter. Yeah, I agree. Also, that allows us to do a nice clean break off at about 2 hours there. That's a fun chapter. I said it, 10 or so minutes ago, whatever the case was. Give me more of that. I am very much into one-on-one Battler v Beatrice. I think they're both great characters. I think they bounce off each other well. It's like this weird combination of like determination and stupidity on Battler's side versus just evil, cynical, manipulative Beatrice on the other. Them going back and forth, I think is just good. I love reading it. I think they're fun. They got a nice chemistry going. I love it. I love it. Give me more of that. That's exciting. I like that. I genuinely like that moment. That was fun. And I think the red text thing was a cool little thing. I think I don't want to call it like gimmick, because that has like a negative connotation to it. But like, I thought that was kind of cool. I thought it was a cool little thing. Unstoppable stupidity meets immovable evil. Exactly. That is a very good way of putting it. We'll call it a night there. We'll call it a night. Yeah. More Umineko Saturday night. Gonna keep that up. Tomorrow there should be a stream. I think I'm just gonna watch some Odd Men Out episodes, and then I think I'm gonna start Minute. And like I said at the top, I think Minute is a pretty short game, so I either am gonna finish it all in one sitting or break it up into just like 2 parts maybe and finish it a second half sometime soon. But yeah, tomorrow should be a bit more relaxed. The co-op thing hopefully is happening next week. Unsurprisingly, the person I'm trying to schedule for it, he said that some things popped up this week for him. So hopefully that happens next week. If not, then I can cry about some more. But hopefully that'll be next week. And that's kind of why I'm doing Minute instead. Sad indeed. It'll happen eventually. It'll be fun. It'll be fun once I can do it. But yeah, I understand people are busy. People aren't as good with or have as much free time as such as people myself. But it's all good. So yeah, Odd Men Out episodes, probably relax, and Minute tomorrow. Nothing Thursday. I don't know about Friday night yet, but Saturday night, more Umineko is the the outlook here. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great Wednesday as well. And yeah, I will see you in another stream.